On December 17, 2011, Kim Jong Un died. Despite the elder Kim's plans, it was not immediately clear after his death whether Kim Jong Un would in fact take full power, and what his exact role in a new government would be. Some analysts had predicted that when Kim Jong Il died, Jang Song-thaek would act as regent, as Kim Jong Un was too inexperienced to immediately lead the country. Following his father's death, Kim Jong Un was hailed as the great successor to the revolutionary cause of Juche, outstanding leader of the party, army, and people, and respected comrade who was identical to Supreme Commander Kim Jong-il, and was made chairman of the Kim Jong-il Funeral Committee. The Korean Central News Agency, KCNA, described Kim Jong-un as a great person born of heaven, a propaganda term only his father and grandfather had enjoyed. The ruling Workers' Party of Korea also said in an editorial, "We vow with bleeding tears to call Kim Jong-un our Supreme Commander, our leader." He was publicly declared Supreme Commander of the Korean People's Army on December 24, 2011, and formally appointed to the position on December 30, 2011, when the Political Bureau of the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea courteously proclaimed that the dear respected Kim Jong-un, Vice Chairman of the Central Military Commission of the WPK, assumed the supreme commandership of the Korean People's Army. On December 26, 2011, the leading North Korean newspaper, Rodong Sinmun, reported that Kim Jong-un had been acting as chairman of the Central Military Commission and supreme leader of the country, following his father's demise. On March 27, 2012, Kim was elected to the Fourth Conference of the Workers' Party of Korea. On April 11th, that conference wrote the post of General Secretary out of the party charter and instead designated Kim Jong-il as the party's eternal General Secretary. The conference then elected Kim Jong-un as leader of the party under the newly created title of First Secretary. Kim Jong-un also took his father's post as chairman of the Central Military Commission, as well as his father's old seat on the Politburo Presidium. In a speech made prior to the conference, Kim Jong-un declared that imbuing the whole society with Kim Il-sungism, Kim Jong-ilism, is the highest program of our party. On April 11, 2012, the fifth session of the 12th Supreme People's Assembly appointed Kim Jong-un first chairman of the National Defense Commission. In July 2012, Kim Jong-un was promoted to Wonsu, translated as Marshal, the highest active rank in the military. The decision was jointly issued on by the Central Committee and the Central Military Commission of the Workers' Party of Korea, the National Defense Commission, and the Presidium of the Supreme People's Assembly, the Korean Central News Agency subsequently announced. The only higher rank is Taiwansu, roughly translated as Grand Marshal or Generalissimo, which was held by Kim's grandfather, Kim Il-sung, and which was awarded posthumously to his father, Kim Jong-il, in February 2012. The promotion confirmed Kim's role as top leader of the North Korean military and came days after the replacement of Chief of General Staff Ri Yong-ho by Hyun Yong-kol. On March 9, 2014, Kim Jong-un was elected to a seat in the Supreme People's Assembly, the country's unicameral legislature. He ran unopposed, but voters had the choice of voting yes or no. There was a record turnout of voters, and according to government officials, all voted yes in his home district of Mount Pekdu. The Supreme People's Assembly subsequently elected him first chairman of the National Defense Commission. In July 2012, Kim Jong-un showed a change in cultural policy from his father by attending a Moranbong Band concert. The concert contained several elements of pop culture from the West, particularly the United States. Kim used this event to introduce his wife to the public, an unprecedented move in North Korea. In the same year, Kim Jong-il's personal chef Kenji Fujimoto visited North Korea and said, "Stores in Pyongyang were brimming with products and people in the streets looked cheerful." North Korea has changed a lot since Kim Jong-un assumed power. All of this is because of leader Kim Jong-un. According to analysts, Kim Jong-un has used his resemblance to his grandfather to harness Kim Il-sung's personality cult and popular nostalgia for earlier times. In 2013, Kim copied his grandfather's style when he gave his first New Year's address, a break from the approach of his father, Kim Jong-il, who never made a televised address during his 17 years in power. He has also appeared more accessible and open than his father, hugging and linking arms with young and old. In his public appearances, he appears more active than his father or grandfather. For example, weeding, riding a horse, driving a tank, riding a roller coaster, or using information technology. In April 2012, when a satellite launch failed, the government admitted this publicly, the first time it had ever done so. In May 2014, following the collapse of an apartment building in Pyongyang, Kim Jong Un was said to be very upset at the loss of life that resulted. A statement issued by the country's official news agency, the Korean Central News Agency, used the rare expression, profound consolation and apology. An unnamed government official was quoted by the BBC as saying Kim Jong Un had sat up all night, feeling painful. While the height of the building and the number of casualties was not released, media reports described it as a 23-story building and indicated that more than 100 people may have died in the collapse. Kim Jong Un frequently performs symbolic acts that associate him with the personality cult of his father and grandfather. Like them, Kim Jong Un regularly tours the country, giving on-the-spot guidance at various sites. North Korean state media often refers to him as respected Comrade Kim Jong Un or Marshal Kim Jong Un. Under Kim Jong Un, North Korea has continued to develop nuclear weapons, testing bombs in February 2013, January and September 2016, and September 2017. As of 2021, North Korea had tested nearly 120 missiles, 4 times more than in the time of his father and grandfather. By 2023, this climbed up to a total of 226. According to several analysts, North Korea sees the nuclear arsenal as vital to deter an attack, and it is unlikely that North Korea would launch a nuclear war. According to a RAND Corporation senior researcher, Kim Jong Un believes that nuclear weapons are his guarantee of regime survival. In 2022, it was estimated that North Korea has around 45 to 55 nuclear weapons. In 2012, on the 100th anniversary of Kim Il-sung's birth, he said, "The days are gone forever when our enemies could blackmail us with nuclear bombs." At a plenary meeting of the Central Committee of the Workers' Party held on March 31, 2013, he announced that North Korea would adopt a new strategic line on carrying out economic construction and building nuclear armed forces simultaneously. During the 7th WPK Congress in 2016, Kim Jong Un stated that North Korea would not use nuclear weapons first unless aggressive hostile forces use nuclear weapons to invade on our sovereignty. However, on other occasions, North Korea has threatened preemptive nuclear attacks against a U.S.-led attack. In December 2015, Kim stated that his family turned the DPRK into a powerful nuclear weapon state ready to detonate a self-reliant A-bomb and H-bomb to reliably defend its sovereignty and the dignity of the nation.